The Carthage Lady Reds find themselves in an 0-2 hole the first two games of the CCIW conference play, and they look to snap that two-game losing skid this evening as they play host to the Elmhurst Blue Jays at the beautiful Tarble Arena. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to exciting Carthage Lady Red basketball here on 1050 WLIP. I'm John Weiser reporting as we bring you Lady Reds and Redmen basketball tonight, a doubleheader here from the Tarble Arena. We mentioned the Lady Reds are off to an 0-2 start in conference play. Very big ball game here tonight. They do not want to go 0-3 and have to spend the next 6 weeks thinking about that. They need a victory here tonight. They will take on the Elmhurst Blue Jays with a record of 3-4, 0-1 in conference play. Reds dropped their second consecutive conference game on Wednesday evening, an 80-67 defeat at the hands of the Wheaton Thunder. Both Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan, whom the Lady Reds lost to on Saturday, are off to a 2-0 start in conference play. So you take a look at the standings. Wheaton and Wesleyan 2-0, and Carthage is at 0-1 on the season, or I should say 0-2 in conference play, and at the bottom of the CCIW standings. So they've got to get something going here tonight. They dropped to the Wheaton Thunder 80-67 in that ball game. Hannah Fraser went off 27 points, or 29 points, to lead the way for the Thunder in that victory to push their record to 2-0 in conference play and 5-2 overall. Sammy Woodward had an outstanding game for the Lady Reds, as did Autumn Kalis. Kalis with 20 points, 5 rebounds. Sammy Woodward 4 for 6 from behind the arc for 17 points, and she had a nice strong game, as did Haley R. with 5 rebounds and 9 points, but it wasn't enough. And if you look at the 3 losses combined for the Lady Reds this season and the 2 in conference play, the one thing you can point to is a first quarter slow start, as they struggle in that first quarter, the only quarter in which they are giving up more points to their opponents than they are scoring. Lady Reds averaging almost 74 points a game while giving up just 63, shooting the ball fairly well at just under 42%, while holding their opponents at around 41% shooting. And the three-point shooting has been good for the Lady Reds, 40% from the arc, while holding their opponents to 31%. That's what leads us into the Elmhurst Blue Jays. They opened their campaign with wins over Aurora and Defiance before they dropped back-to-back games to Wittenberg, who is nationally ranked, and Chapman out in California. They concluded that California trip with a 72-71 overtime victory over Redlands on November 24th, coming back to the Midwest and losing to number 5 University of Chicago 73-54 on December 1st. They opened up their conference play on Wednesday night, hosting Illinois Wesleyan and getting beat by 20 to the Titans 81-61. Shooting has been a problem for this Elmhurst team. They are hitting just 34% from the field, 22% from behind the arc. They do not have a player averaging in double figures. Kaylee Clay, averaging just under 9 points per game. Lisa Logan at 8.6, and Queen Jean averaging just 6.1 points per game. So Becca Gerke is their field goal percentage leader, and Lisa Logan leading in rebounding with just under 7 per game. So you would think here tonight the Elmhurst Blue Jays would try and work the ball inside, get close looks. Lady Reds have to defend the post very hard. Lady Reds also need to get off to a better start here in the ball game. First 5 minutes crucial for Carthage tonight. If they can get off to a solid start, they can handle things there. One other statistic of note, Bailey Gilbert is 4 3-point baskets away from taking over the career 3-point field goal leader rank. Haley Stursick currently holds that with 202. Coming into tonight's game, Bailey Gilbert with 199 3-point baskets. Perhaps tonight would be the night Bailey Gilbert establishes a new Carthage team record. We'll find out. We'll also find out how this one will go this evening. We'll talk with head coach Tim Bernero, get his thoughts on this ball game as our pregame show continues from the Tarble Arena. We'll have that interview for you right after this 60-second break on AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena as we get set for Game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. It'll be the Lady Reds taking on the Elmhurst Blue Jays, and joined now by Carthage head coach Tim Bernero. And 0-2 start here to conference. Obviously not where you wanted to be at this point, but going into this game here today, what gives you some confidence here that we're going to end this two-game losing skid?
Hopefully being at home will help us a little bit. We got dealt the two toughest cards out of the deck. We played well, but not well enough to win. So we've got to get our mojo back a little bit that way. I don't think we're down about that. I think we're down about how we played both those games as far as from start to finish. I think we've been talking about we just need to get off the better starts, defensively, offensively, whatever it is. We have, you can't beat 15-0 and start. We got it all the way back to even pretty much, but, expended a lot of energy to get there. And then last Saturday at Wesleyan, we were down 11 at the end of the first quarter. That can't do that in the conference.
Yeah, I think if you look at all three losses, you're 3-3 overall. All three losses, you could probably point to that first quarter as the nemesis there, as far as not getting off a good start or falling behind enough there you had to chase and just didn't have enough at the end.
Yeah, I analyzed the numbers a lot too, and the first quarter is the only quarter we've been outscored in, cumulatively in the 6 games, and in the 3 games we've lost, given up, I think it's almost 26 per first quarter, and that can't do that. And then as you go through the game, we've outscored people in the third quarter by almost 10 points per game, and it's not. I'm not taking credit for that. It's not this miracle adjustment. We sort of just started doing what we set out to do, and I'm not sure why it takes that long for the switch to go on. But we can't keep giving away starts and giving people head starts, and then have to come roaring back to beat them all the time.
We have the Blue Jays in the building here tonight, and I would think a comparable team here as far as you are. They're kind of an even team here between these two.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to find their identity, obviously, after having a 4-year starter who was their all-time leading scorer in the post. That's a nice safety net because you can always throw her the ball, and she, 15 to 20 points a game, 4 years. So now they're in a situation trying to find scoring, and that's one of the things that they're struggling with. They're going to try to get the ball to the basket to score and go inside a little bit more. They don't have the traditional, I dare to say this, they don't have the traditional three-point shooting that a lot of teams have nowadays. Theirs is going to be more scrambled to try to get the ball to the basket or get themselves free throw line. So we've got to kind of close out the lane and turn them into jump shooters. And from our offensive standpoint, the interesting thing, and David Nelson put this in the game notes for the week, that we go from Wednesday night at Wheat playing against a team that leads the nation in block shots to playing Elmhurst tonight, who, as of, I think when he wrote that before Wednesday's game, had 4 block shots in 7 games, was dead last 437 teams. So our offense can be a little bit different focus too. I think we need to attack them in and out and get our offense going early to put them on a bad spot.
That kind of plays into your rotation. You tend to play 4 guards, 1 post. This gives you the luxury of maybe keeping 3 guards, 2 post players out.
Yeah, I think we can hurt them inside. Our post players, especially Haley R. and Maggie Berrigan, have really played well lately. So I think there's some things there that are coming, where that option's a good choice for us, where last year it really wasn't. Now, so being able to do that, I think we're getting to a point now where I think as we develop that part of our game, teams don't have enough time to game plan to stop both sides. You can say, okay, they're going to do the high-low stuff, shoot the double screen, 2 posts, or they're going to do the 4 guard stuff. Spend a lot of time on both. They're probably not spending enough time on themselves, and we'll get an advantage that way. It seems like as we change back and forth, you can tell which team focused on what in their preparation, and then it's our job to kind of exploit what they didn't.
2 or 3 keys to a victory tonight?
without being redundant, getting off to a good start. We and then that can be defensively as much as offensively. I think we need to think attack on both ends of the floor. Um, you know, we've been preaching the last couple of days to keep them out of the lane. Let's make them shoot jump shots. If they can get to the rim and we're not staying in front of them, that's the way for them to score. They're not a high-scoring team, but so you got to take away what they do well, and you can frustrate them in that way. I think we can get our offense going, but we have to be diverse in how we do it. We can't just, I think sometimes we get, as good as we are a shooting team, I think we fall in love with that to start with. And if you come out and your mindset is everybody get a 3 or so up, now all of a sudden if you're 1 for 6, now there's this, we haven't scored yet. So, I think we got people that can get to the basket. We got people that can score around the basket, and we can compromise the other team's defense and then just make choices of which way we're going to score.
Big ball game. You don't want to go down 0-3 and stew on that for 6 weeks till conference resumes.
Right. That's, especially being at home. We haven't been at home for 5 games now, and we played pretty well against Ripon here, and I think maybe the crowd and that'll help us energize a little bit too, hopefully. And yeah, we need this one really badly.
Good luck.
Thanks, John.
Head basketball coach Tim Bernero joining us on our pregame as the Carthage Lady Reds get set to entertain the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Starting lineups and tip-off coming your way next on 1050. Well, Lady Reds and Blue Jays tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. John Weiser back with you live at the Tarble Arena as we get set for game 1 of our doubleheader. Redmond will take on the Blue Jays in game number 2. Full slate of games going on the women's slate today. One game in the books already. Carroll defeated Milliken in Waukesha this afternoon, 70-67. Pioneers now 1-1 in conference play, 4-5 overall, and Milliken falls to 2-7. 1-2 in conference. North Park is at North Central. Illinois Wesleyan is at Augustana tonight. And Wheaton in non-conference play will take on UW Oshkosh. Also special night tonight at halftime tonight. The Chi Omega group will be hosting a Miracle Minute. They're going to be raising money for Carter, a Make-A-Wish child. Carter is a 17-year-old from Pleasant Prairie living with a brain condition, and his wish is to have a pontoon boat. We're going to be raising money for Carter tonight. He and his family are in attendance here this evening as well. Let's head down to the scorers table, and Eric Elger is our PA announcer tonight. We get set for our national anthem.
For cooperation. Direct your attention. American flag, north end of the arena. This time, rise, gentlemen, move your caps. Playing of our national anthem by the Carthage Pep Band.
Carthage Pep Band with our national anthem tonight. Get things started. The Elmhurst Blue Jays come in with a record of 3-4, 0-1 in conference play. And let's head down to Eric Elger with our starting lineups.
First, let's meet the Blue Jays. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior from Aurora, Kelly Lay. At guard, a 5'7" senior from Aurora, number 5, Lisa Logan. At forward, a 6'3" freshman from Cyprus, number 20, Queen Jean. At guard, a 5'4" sophomore from Arlington Heights, number 23, Kelly Weiser. At forward, a 5'10" sophomore from New Lenox, number 34, Courtney O'Donnell. And now, are you ready? And now, introducing your Carthage Lady Reds. At guard, a 5'8" senior from Sycamore High School in Sycamore, Illinois, number 25, Bailey Gilbert. At guard, a 5'7" junior from the Prairie School and hailing from Frankville, Wisconsin, number 4, Sammy Woodward. At forward, a 5'10" senior from Wilmot Union High School and hailing from Genoa City, Wisconsin, number 3, Rachel Sidlowski. At guard, a 5'8" junior from New Trier High School and hailing from Wilmette, Illinois, number 22, Autumn Kalis. And at guard, a 5'7" junior from Indian Trail High School in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, number 13, Maddie Calvert. The head coach for the Lady Reds is Tim Bernero. Coach Bernero is assisted by Casey Kleiner.
So we're set for basketball tonight. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Elmhurst and Carthage from the Tarble Arena. It'll be Clay, Logan, John, Wyrick, and O'Donnell for the Blue Jays. For the Lady Reds, Sidlowski, Woodward, Kalber, Kalis, and Gilbert. Blue Jays in the navy blue jerseys, navy blue shorts, trimmed out in light blue and white, white numerals, white lettering. Lady Reds white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering. It's set for the center jump here. It'll be the freshman, Queen John, out of Cypress, Texas, against Sidlowski for the Lady Reds. The opening tip, won by the Blue Jays. They'll bring it down right to left. 4 10-minute quarters in women's basketball, each team with 6 timeouts, 4 team fouls per quarter. The 15th foul puts you on the line, shooting 2 for the remainder of the quarter. Pass to the outside on the block, left side, shot taken by O'Donnell, no good. Rebound to the Lady Reds as Bailey Gilbert will bring it up, left to right. to Woodward, around the left side now to Calvert. Gets a screen from Sidlowski. The feed back to Sidlowski, driving the basket. Kick back to the wing. Gilbert on the dribble penetration, trying to throw it back to Sidlowski and turns it over. On the steal the other way is Kelly Clay. Clay now takes the dribble through the top of the circle, left of the free throw line, back up top to Logan. Around the right side, it'll go to Wyrick. Wyrick feeding Jean. Now on the drive, the dribble drive cut off nicely by Sidlowski. Feeds it back to Clay. Clay in the paint, runs up with the left hand and hits. Runner with the left hand for Clay puts the Blue Jays up 2-0. First minute of play, first quarter here at the Tarble Arena. Kalis now down the right side. Step back three off the right wing is good for Autumn Kalis. Kalis, third on the team in scoring. One of three players averaging in double figures for the Lady Reds. Kalis at 12 per game. We got to travel underneath as they try and feed the block to Queen Jane. Token pressure as they bring it up from the backcourt. Autumn Kalis with it. He is guarded by Wyrick. Takes it across now to Gilbert. Hands it off to Calber on the left wing. Woodward out of the Prairie School. Shovel pass over to Gilbert. Dribbles inside the free throw line. Going up strong. Count it and one. Took Courtney O'Donnell, the forward, all the way down to the rim. And then the bump, foul, bucket. Chance for a three-point play for Bailey Gilbert. Again, we're on the Gilbert watch tonight. She needs 4 3-pointers. 4 from behind the arc, and she'll become the all-time leader in Carthage women's basketball history with the three-point shot. That free throw is up and good. Completes that three-point play from the line. Reds with their biggest lead now by 4, 6-2 with some pressure in the backcourt. Clay will bring it across, nearly got it tied up. Hands it off to Wyrick. Wyrick continues to dribble down the left wing, guarded by Calber. Swing to the right side now to Logan. Logan to the free throw line, got around Woodward, goes up over Gilbert, high off the glass, no good. Got her own rebound, did not touch the rim. 8 to shoot as she brings it back up top to Clay, who walked with the basketball. Shot clock was going down. Clay realized that when she got that pass and just attempted to get to the basket before she put the ball down on the floor. Second turnover for the Blue Jays. Reds will bring it up, leading by 4. 7:50 to play first quarter. Calber all the way inside the paint. Pops up for the jumper and hits. Going over Kelly Clay that time. Calber, her first points tonight. 8-2 Lady Reds. 8-0 run here by Carthage to start this first quarter. Now Wyrick had it stripped out by Kalis. She'll take it on the steal. Cross midcourt is Kalis. Leads the team in that category. Coming into the game here tonight. Gilbert for 3 on the way. No good. And the rebound pulled away by Wyrick for the Blue Jays. She'll push it up. Cross midcourt down the left wing. Kalis will pick her up there. Feeds Jean. Jean on the run. Now back to the corner. Right side for Logan for 3. That's no good. Battle for the loose ball between Jean and Sidlowski over her back commits the foul. Sid got in a tough spot that time as she was battling Jean for that loose ball. Got off balance and Blue Jays will inbound. Get it in the right side to get it to Jean. Overlaid, got it back, and was fouled again by Sidlowski. They called that last foul on Gilbert. I thought that was going to be on Sidlowski. That is her first, second team. If I stand corrected, I thought that first foul was hers as well. As the inbound pass stolen back by Kalis once again. Kalis now with 16 steals on the year. Woodward, deep 3, got it. A ceiling scraper from the left side. Timeout, Blue Jays, 11-0 run by the Lady Reds, and they've opened up an 11-2 lead. This is the kind of start the Lady Reds needed to get off to tonight. They have hurt themselves the first 5 minutes in each of their 3 losses this year. Matter of fact, if you look at the stats, as Tim Bernero pointed out in our pregame interview, in the first quarter, the Lady Reds are outscored, the only quarter in which they are outscored by their opponent by almost a 2-1 margin. So they needed to get off to a better job here tonight in the first 5 minutes, which they have done, leading 11-2. Hitting 4 of 5 from the field, 2 for 3 from behind the arc. Blue Jays 1 for 5 and 0 for 1, and they have 4 turnovers here in the first 4 minutes. Jays will bring it up from the backcourt. Wyrick will handle the basketball. Works it off to Logan, their leading rebounder. Back to Clay, now to Wyrick, driving out of the corner. Contact and a foul on Kalis. Got the forearm into her body that time as she made her dribble drive toward the left block out of the left corner. 3 fouls on the Lady Reds. Again, you get 4 team fouls per quarter. 5th one puts you on the line. That will reset beginning of each quarter. Wyrick through the top of the circle on the dribble, feeds it off to Clay. She wasn't ready and turns it over. 5th turn by the Blue Jays here in this first quarter. Down 11-2. Lady Reds off to an 11-0 run here to begin the ball game. Blue Jays got the first basket off the opening tip. They've been cold, remaining 5 minutes or so. Gilbert for 3, that's no good. Jean with the rebound will clear it out to Wyrick. Quickly down the floor to Clay. Clay, bounce feed, into the paint it goes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell turnaround shot, left block, no. Rebound through Sidlowski, picked up by Bailey Gilbert. Outlets now to Maddie Kelber. Kelber's spin move, back to Kalis trailing the play in the right wing. Now left side it goes to Woodward. Woodward backs it off, now to Gilbert, center of the floor. Right corner it goes to Kelber for 3, got it. Maddie Kelber for the triple. Lady Reds now 3 for 5 with the 3 ball. 14-0 run here for the Reds, 14-2 Carthage. 5:35 to go here in this first quarter. Jean will work it now to Logan here on the near side. Takes the dribble around the top of the circle, down the right side, high off the glass, missed, and the rebound pulled in by Bailey Gilbert. Good job by Sidlowski, held her ground down low on the right block. Now Gilbert with the run up right side, couldn't get it to fall on the rebound through the legs of Jean, but then picked up by Logan. Outlets now to Clay, and Clay going strong to the basket, overlaid. Sidlowski clears out the rebound. Autumn Kalis now will slow the dribble. Tim Bernero wants them to run a play. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter, 14-2 Lady Reds. Nice spin move to Kelber, down low left to Sidlowski, and she was fouled on her way to the basket. She'll shoot 2. Excellent pass that time by Maddie Kelber. She made the dribble drive into the paint. Quickly dished to Sidlowski. She made her move to the basket, was fouled by Clay. First foul by Clay, second team foul on the Blue Jays, and Sidlowski on the line for a pair. The first one rattles out, no good. On the season, Sidlowski coming in was 7 of 8 from the line. As a team, the Lady Reds 79% from the stripe. Haley R. in there now for the Lady Reds, a 5'11 sophomore out of Woodstock. And Sidlowski hits the second free throw. She will check out, and checking in for her will be Maggie Berrigan. Berrigan, the 6-foot junior out of Arlington Heights. Substitutions here for the Blue Jays as well. Lauren Goff in there, as is Sophia Lathy. She is in there now as the Lady Reds force a little pressure here. Also in the post for the Blue Jays, Becca Gerke. Wild shot taken that time by Goff from the left side, is cleared out by Berrigan to Kalis. Back to Berrigan, top of the circle, right side Kelber. Now to Woodward, off the screen set by Berrigan, takes the dribble below the free throw line, now swings it back out to Kelber. Kalis with it left side. Inside it goes to R, and she was pushed and the foul called. Lathy that time, the freshman out of Carmichael, California, leaning on the back of Haley R that time, commits the foul. Team fouls even now at 3 as the Reds will inbound from underneath the basket. Berrigan with it, backing down on the left block, now turning, leans in, shoots with the left hand, back iron miss. R able to dig out an offensive rebound. To Kelber, now to Kalis. Back up top to R, and she traveled. Little crow hop pivot foot that time. They've been calling that all season on both the men and the women this year. Watching that little scissor kick or crow hop, if you will, before they put the ball down. 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 15-2 Lady Reds. The Reds on a 15-0 run. Kind of things you like to see out of Carthage. Marissa Urso had it and lost it. Dribbled it out of bounds. Another turnover, the 6th of this quarter by the Blue Jays. A sloppy start for Elmhurst to begin this ball game. Woodward with the dribble to the right wing. Gets it up to our top of the circle. We got a whistle away from the play, and it's going to go foul inside on Becca Gerke. Got tangled up with Maggie Berrigan. That's her first, fourth team foul. Next foul will put the Lady Reds on the line for the remainder of the quarter. Kalis has got to get it in. They just beat the 5-second count. Then we've got a collision and a player down for the Blue Jays. We've got a foul here as it's Sophie Lathy, the freshman, who's down on the floor. Not sure what happened. See if we can get a video replay here off our video stream tonight. John Voinovich producing and directing our fine video stream here at Carthage College once again. So an official timeout here for an injured player. Sophia Lathy, 5'8" freshman of Del Campo High School near Carmichael, California. That last foul was on Lathy. Got tangled up inside. And tonight, a couple of features here at halftime tonight of this first game. There's going to be the faculty athletic mentors being recognized here at halftime. These are professors that are part of a new initiative for Carthage Athletics and the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. And through this athletic or faculty athletic mentorship, one professor is paired up with a team on campus, and together they will work to make sure the student athletes are not only demonstrating excellence in the sport, but also excellence in the classroom. We're going to be featuring them at halftime. Also at halftime tonight, if you're just making your way into the Tarble Arena, the Carthage sorority, Chi Omega, will be hosting a Miracle Minute to help raise money for Carter. He is a Pleasant Prairie 17-year-old who is part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and his wish is to have a pontoon boat. So members of Chi O are going to be raising money, going through the stands with a bucket, raising money for this project that they're working on and trying to assist Carter in that venture. Good things going on here at Carthage College. We'll feature them coming up at halftime of today's game. Sophia Lathy is still down on the floor. Not sure. Got her on her back. Looks like it might be some sort of a head injury. Time is out. I'll tell you what, Scott, let's take a 60-second break here if we can. 3:38 to go here in this first quarter. We have an injury timeout, an injured Elmhurst player down. It's going to be a while here, so it looks like they're going to send the teams to their locker rooms here. With 3:38 to go, Reds up 15-2. We'll pause and take a 60-second break here on AM 1050 WLIP. 3:38 to go here in this first quarter here at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. 15-2, Lady Reds on top of the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Middle of an injury timeout, an injured player for the Blue Jays. Sophia Lathy, the injured player, still being tended to by the Carthage athletic training staff. They're still working on her on the floor and is moving around very slowly. Got her on her back. To work on her on the floor. Not exactly sure the nature of the injury. We do know it's a serious injury, so they have sent the teams back to their respective locker rooms here as play has stopped with 3:38 to go here in this first quarter. Other games today in the CCIW, one final in on the women's side. It is Carroll on top of Milliken today, earlier this afternoon by a final of 70-67. In that ball game for the Pioneers, 4 players in double figures, led by Amanda Cruz with 14 points in that contest for the Pioneers. While for the Milliken Big Blue, they got 22 points from State tonight as they fall to Carroll 70-67. The Pioneers now 1-1 in conference play, 4-5 overall. Milliken falls 1-2 in conference play and 2-7 overall. Games that are underway on the women's side this afternoon in the first quarter. It is North Park leading North Central 17-15. That game in Naperville tonight. And in Rock Island this afternoon, it is Illinois Wesleyan on top of Augustana. Late first quarter now, 24-10. The score in that one in the first quarter, about 40 seconds left there. And just underway down in Wheaton in the second quarter now. UW Oshkosh is leading the Wheaton Thunder by a score of 10. Scores we got one men's score, one men's game going on in Waukesha, an early tip this afternoon. Milliken men leading the Carroll Pioneers here by a score of 46-45. And later on tonight, it'll be Illinois Wesleyan taking on Augustana on the men's side. North Park is at North Central, and Wheaton will be playing host non-conference against Olivet. Get 7 o'clock down in College. And if we take a look at the standings here on the women's side, both Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan lead CCIW with a 2-0 record. They're both at 2-0 on the season. Augustana, North Park, North Central at 1-1. Look at now 1-2. Carroll also at 1, and have Elmhurst and Carthage of the season. Again, we're in a player delay here. Player delay. 15-2 the score with 38 to go here in the first quarter. We have a player that's been injured, being tended to on the court. Both the athletic training staff at Carthage and first working with the again, very serious injury here, and the place very quiet. Individual best as they try and assist her here as best they can, and they've called medical help in the city of Kenosha. That'll help get this well. They've sent both teams into black work to get this taken care of. 3:38 to go, first quarter. The delay here. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to send it back to the studio here for a couple of minutes yet. We've got the WLI weekend spotlight going on right now, and we'll have Scott Delabio switch over to that, and we'll join the action. Have play resuming again. Injury timeout. 3:38 to go here in the first quarter. Carthage leading Elmhurst 50-2. This is 10:50. Scott, looks like we're getting ready here. Yeah, and then hit the stinger, the Carthage Lady Red basketball thing. Yeah, the rejoiner, yeah.
Of a General Custard, a hot dog cause I can. I got the cheese and mustard. I got the stats of a Hall of Fame in just 2 records. That's why I'm back up at the Super Bowl.
38 remaining here in this first quarter. Carthage Lady Reds leading the Elmhurst Blue Jays 15-2. We've had a serious injury timeout here for one of the Elmhurst players. It was Sophia Lathy, who was injured during a play and was injured in a very serious way. That medical personnel, EMTs, came in and worked on her now, and they've taken her to the local hospital. So play is about to resume here. They've got the Elmhurst team working in the ready to come out here of the their locker room. Still waiting for the Lady Reds to make their appearance out of the locker room here in just a moment. But because of the nature of that injury and the delay here, the officials sent both teams back to the locker room here so they can allow the medical personnel to work on that injured player. And they have just cleared her from the floor here and have taken her by rescue squad to one of the local hospitals here in Kenosha. That's all we know at this point. And so play will resume here momentarily. And just to catch you up, Elmhurst got the first basket of the ball game. Kelly Clay with a little runner with the left hand to start the ball game after winning the opening tip. That came in the first minute. And since that time, the Lady Reds went on a 15-0 run that included a timeout taken by Elmhurst to try and regroup this team. Blue Jays have committed 6 turnovers here in this first quarter, and that has contributed to their woes. When you take a look at the points off of turnovers, Lady Reds with 8 of their 15 points coming off of those 6 turns thus far. Lady Reds getting 5 points from Maddie Kelber, 3 points each from Autumn Kalis, Bailey Gilbert, and Sammy Woodward, and Rachel Sidlowski with a 1-for-2 effort at the free throw line. So that's where we stand here as play is about to resume here. The Blue Jay team has made their way back onto the floor. Lady Reds will be coming out here shortly. And play will resume here with 3:38 to go in this first quarter. And part of a doubleheader here tonight at the Tarble Arena. Redmond and Blue Jays will wrap up this doubleheader tonight. It'll be the final conference game until January for both teams here. Lady Reds will get back into conference play again until hosting North Park on Wednesday, January the 2nd. And meanwhile, the Redmond, after tonight, will have one more non-conference game here in Wisconsin. They will take on Beloit College on Tuesday, December 11th. Then they will travel to Miami, Florida for a tournament games against Eastern Connecticut State, which is currently ranked in the top 25, and Penn State Harrisburg. Those games on Monday and Wednesday, December 17th and 19th. Then they return to action on conference play on Wednesday, January 2nd at Wheaton. So they're going to give them 3 minutes to warm up here, and then we'll be back into action. Also tonight here at halftime, we're going to feature a new program here at Carthage College. We'll be able to take part in that. It's called FAM, the Faculty Athletic Mentor Program. These are professors who are part of a new initiative for Carthage Athletics this year, spearheaded by new athletic director Michelle Manning, as she's put together this particular piece here, along with the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Through this faculty athletic mentorship, one professor is paired up with a team on campus, and together they will work to ensure that the student athletes at Carthage College not only demonstrate excellence in their sport, but also excellence in the classroom. And as an example, Cheryl Peterson, professor in nursing here at Carthage, she is mentoring the women's volleyball team. Marla Polly, professor of Western Heritage, mentoring the men's basketball program. John Brunig, professor in communications, working with women's soccer. John Leiser, a history professor, working with women's basketball this evening. Tracy Gartner, professor in environmental science department, is mentoring women's swimming. Jennifer Clark, a professor in the economics department, mentoring men's swimming. Helene O'Brien, professor in the management and marketing department, she is mentoring women's lacrosse. Chao Zhang, professor in the accounting and finance department, mentoring men's golf. And Paul Ulrich, professor in the philosophy and political science departments, mentoring men's and women's cross country. Also, Alex Lau and Brian Schwartz taking part in that as well. Lau, a professor in accounting and finance, mentoring men's soccer. And Schwartz, professor of physics and astronomy, is mentoring the softball program. So they will be honored at halftime of this women's game tonight. Also, tonight, as you're making your way into the Tarble Arena, the Carthage sorority, Chi Omega, will be hosting a Miracle Minute. They're going to help raise money for Carter, a Make-A-Wish child. Carter is a 17-year-old from Pleasant Prairie who is living with a brain condition, and his wish is to have a pontoon boat. During this Miracle Minute, there will be members of the Chi coming through the stands with buckets, and they'll collect your spare change and help raise money for that. And Carter is a very nice young man, enjoys campfires and fireworks, loves reading and being on the water, so his wish is to have a pontoon boat. So we'll see that during halftime of today's game. We'll see how much money Chi Omega can raise for that effort. So play's going to resume here. They gave them their 3-minute warm-up here. Again, we were in an injury timeout here for an extended period of time. So play's going to resume. 3:31 to go. I think that 3:38 to go here in this first quarter. Reds up 15-2. Haley R., I believe, is going to be at the free throw line shooting 2 here, as that last foul was charged to Sophia Lathy, who was injured on that play. So Haley R. will be shooting 2 free throws here, as that is the 5th team foul on the Blue Jays here in the first quarter. And R hits the first of 2. This is Haley's 4th game. 57% from the line so far, and makes them both here. 17-2, Lady Reds, a little pressure now following that made free throw. Marissa Urso takes the dribble across midcourt, picked up by Woodward. Gets around Woodward now, down the right side, kick to the right corner. Out of the right corner with it is Kelly Wyrick. Wyrick then hands it off. Mia Reese gave up the dribble, now back up top. Open 3, top of the circle. That won't get there, as a shot taken that time by Becca Gerke. Now the Reds will settle it down. Kalis off to Kalber. Kalber up top to Berrigan. Back inside it goes to Haley R. She was fouled on the way up. Mia Reese with the foul. That is her first. Over the limit here for this first quarter, so R back at the line, shooting 2. R back at the line, shooting 2. This is on the front end. Reds in the middle of a 17-0 run here. Second one on the way. That one is short, but Kalis got the rebound for Carthage and digs it back out up top to Kalber for 3. Got it. Maddie Kalber for the triple off the assist from Kalis, who got that offensive rebound. That's the kind of effort Coach Bernero's been looking for here, particularly early in games from the Lady Reds. 20-2 Carthage now. 2:40 to play first quarter. Up top to go, left side. Wyrick trying to force it down low, was looking for either Reese or Gerke that time, and it was intercepted inside by Kalis. They work it up top. Berrigan around the right side to Woodward. Back up top to Kalis. Kalis to the free throw line with the dribble. Takes the shot. Count it. And 1 for Autumn Kalis. Kalis with 5 points. As we get substitutions here. Michaela Giamarino, a guard, in for the Lady Reds, a senior out of Villa Park. Replace Sammy Woodward, and Kalis at the line for the and 1. That one is good. A 23-0 run here by the Lady Reds. The Blue Jays have gone over 7 minutes now without a field goal. They kick it across. Goff. Now on the drive out of the corner. Got a bump and a foul. Haley R that time impeding the dribble drive of Marissa Urso. That is the 4th team foul on the Lady Reds. Courtney O'Donnell will check in for the Blue Jays, replacing Becca Gerke. Blue Jays will inbound right at the basket. Get it into Queen Jean, and then she lost it. Gia Marino had it and was fouled. Jean and Marissa Urso hitting the deck that time, and the foul will go on. It'll go on Urso. We'll walk it down. Gia Marino at the free throw line for the Lady Reds. 5th game for Gia Marino, averaging about 9 minutes per contest. She knocks down the front end of 2. Second one on the way, good as well. 2 for 2 that trip, 25-2 Lady Reds. Minute 50 to go here in this first quarter. A little pressure here put on by the Lady Reds as Goff will swing it off to the right side and across the line with Urso. Urso on the dribble drive, dumps it down low, and the layup is good. Courtney O'Donnell on the feed from Urso that time. Snaps a nearly 8-minute drought by the Blue Jays. 25-4. Now 3 on the way by Kalber, good. She had a defender in her face, Lauren Goff. And Kalber still launched the triple off the right wing and able to knock it down. 11 first quarter points for Kalber. 28-4 Lady Reds. O'Donnell through the paint. Back up top, eyeing the 3 and hitting the 3 is Lauren Goff. 28-7. Reds in the front. Go under a minute to play here in this first quarter. Kalis now to Gia Marino. Up top to Berrigan. Inside look to R. R turning, going over Jean. Couldn't get it to fall, but drew the foul. She moved her way left to right under the basket, drew the foul. Ball hung on the rim there, danced a little bit, then fell off. Queen Jean with the foul. That is her first. Again, over the 5-foul limit, so 2-shot foul here for Haley R. She knocks down the front end. Lisa Logan checks back in for the Blue Jays, as does Elena Cabrera. One more toss here by R, and that one skips around the rim and falls in. 37 in favor of the Lady Reds. 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Now on the strip, Gia Marino taking the ball away from Marissa Urso, and then as they battle for the loose ball, we got a foul called here, I believe. Let's see. They're going to talk about it. Foul's going to go on Urso. Take another look. Gia Marino was able to make the steal, and then as she tried to come out of that, there was contact made by Urso. Gia Marino takes it across, 35 seconds to go here in the quarter. Eddie Kelber, nice feed to R, 12-foot jump shot right to the baseline and knocks it down. Kelber on the assist, R with the bucket, 6 points for R, 32-7. In favor of the Lady Reds here with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Urso swings it off left side. O'Donnell penetrates the paint and draws the foul with 13 seconds to play. Maggie Berrigan picking up the foul that time as she tried to slide inside, cut off the penetration. Free throw up and in and out for Courtney O'Donnell. Maggie Grady in for the first time tonight. He's in replacing Queen Jean. Second free throw goes in. 1 for 2 that trip, 32-8 Reds. We'll have the final look here this first quarter as Kelber takes it across midcourt. Kelber on the dribble drive. Kelber cut off left baseline. Back up to Berrigan. Tried to loop it back to Kelber and traveled with it. Berrigan was trying to do a little loop back and set a screen for Kelber to shoot the three, but she traveled with the basketball. It's the third turnover committed by the Lady Reds here in this first quarter. Blue Jays, Urso quickly across. Urso did not get the shot away. She collided with Gia Marino, and that'll end our first quarter. 32-8 in favor of the Lady Reds. A 25-0 run has broken this game open heading into quarter number 2. Reds up 32-8, back after the 60 break on AM 1050 WLIP. Lady Reds with the basketball to start quarter number 2. John Weiser with you on AM 1050 WLIP. 32-8, Reds in front of the Blue Jays. Carthage 9 for 13, 69%. Blue Jays 3 for 13, 23%. Reds a 9-6 advantage on the glass. 3 on the way, taken by Woodward, no good. Rebound Gilbert. She'll take it out of traffic for Carthage. Gilbert, Woodward, R, Giamarino, and Kalis on the floor. Woodward for 3, that one barely drew iron. The rebound picked up inside by Courtney O'Donnell. O'Donnell, Logan, Urso, along with Grady and Cabrera as Carthage picks up another steal here. 10th turnover by the Blue Jays. Run up from the right side by Gilbert, and off the glass is good. Little running one-hander, and Gilbert able to lay it up and in. Blue Jays will take their second timeout. Stopping play here with 9:12 to go in this second quarter.
Elmhurst, 30-second timeout.
So timeout taken by the Blue Jays. They have 3 remaining. Reds now 10 of 16, 62%, 5 of 9, shooting the 3, 55%. Blue Jays 3 for 13, 23%, 1 for 4 at the arc, and 1 of 2 at the line. They have turned it over 8 times on the turnover. To the Lady Reds 3. Reds with 14 points off of those turnovers. They lead at 34-8. Wyrick, O'Donnell, Logan, Grady, and Cabrera out there for the Blue Jays. Playing the basketball is Wyrick. Turnaround shot, no good. Rebound pulled in by Bailey Gilbert. Reds with an 11-7 advantage on the glass thus far. On the drive, scoop shot by Giamarino was short. She was trying to avoid collision there inside. Check that Amanda Larson on that drive, and then we got a whistle and we got a foul. Giamarino fouling Kelly Wyrick. First foul of the second quarter on the Lady Reds. Haley R will check out, as does Giamarino. Autumn Kalis and Rachel Sidlowski in for the Lady Red. Quickly get it into Wyrock. Takes the dribble behind the arc, guarded by Kalis. Leaves it for Cabrera. She'll pull up at the free throw line, way off. Rebound inside O'Donnell. Missed the shot. Now the ball loose. They tie it up as Gilbert was held up, coming up with that loose ball. Alternate possession arrow favoring Elmhurst on that tie-up. The Blue Jays will retain possession underneath. Taylor Josephowitz will check in for the first time tonight for the Lady Reds. He's a 5'6" sophomore out of Crystal Lake. She will replace Amanda Larson. Blue Jays inbound right of the basket to Urso. Take the dribble, got around Kalis. Dumps it down low to O'Donnell, banks it in low right and hits. Drew the defense out. Sidlowski took one step out. That opened up the block on the right side. And O'Donnell was able to finish. 34-10, Reds in front. Bailey Gilbert with it. Through the top of the key to Kalis on the right wing. Spinning, and we got an offensive foul, and we've got a moving screen violation on the Lady Reds.
Offensive foul, Carthage number 44, Maggie Berrigan.
Oh, wasn't on Berrigan. I believe that was a moving screen violation on Sammy Woodward. 34-10, Blue Jays with the basketball, trailing here. Wyrick with it. Up top to O'Donnell. She'll launch one just inside the arc and hits. She had a foot inside the three-point arc. Going over Sidlowski, hits the long two-pointer. 34-12. Woodward now. Hands it off to Kalis, takes the dribble from left to right. Kalis now lost her defender, forced it down low to Sidlowski. Was deflected out off the feet of Maggie Grady. $7:25 to go in the quarter. Officials now, I think they're going to go back and look at that offensive foul and get that straightened out. They originally called it on Berrigan. She wasn't on the floor at the time. I believe that's going to go on Woodward. Check that. They're going to call it on Sidlowski, setting that moving screen. Kalis will get it into Sidlowski. Sidlowski couldn't handle it. Goes out of bounds. The last to touch was the Blue Jays. 14 to shoot here when the Reds put it in play. Left corner, Josefowicz for three off the inbound. No, and the rebound, Lisa Logan. Logan will push it up. She's the leading rebounder coming into the game for the Blue Jays tonight. The Blue Jays without a double-digit score in their averages as Kalis deflects the pass out of bounds and loop it through underneath. Jays will retain possession left of the basket with 16 to shoot. And quickly up top to Logan. The dribble through the top of the circle, hands it off to Wyrick, I should say. Wyrick again looking inside to O'Donnell, and she was the last to touch. I think the Reds got a break there as it looked like it went off Sidlowski out of bounds, but it will be Carthage ball. Sammy Woodward will bring it across. Leaves it for Gilbert on the right wing. Gets a screen from Sidlowski, and we got a whistle and a hand check foul. Maggie Grady getting two hands on Gilbert as she took the dribble around the top of the circle. Josefowicz out, Maddie Kelber in now for the Lady Reds. Kalis driving the lane, hangs, and draws the foul. Took their defender right to the rim. We heard Tim Bernero talk about that in the pregame. Needed to attack the rim here tonight. Be aggressive on both ends of the floor. And more importantly, try and get to the rim tonight on this Blue Jay team. Kalis did there and able to draw the foul, but misses the first free throw. Wyrick will check that number 33 in. That's Lauren Goff. She'll replace Wyrick. So in Kelly Clay for the Blue Jays. One more toss here by Kalis at the line. She hits 1 for 2 for Kalis. 7 points tonight for Autumn Kalis. 35-12 Lady Reds. 6:35 to play, second quarter. Lisa Logan with it. Hands it back. Lauren Goff working the dribble, top of the circle, back to Logan. Penetrates, back out to O'Donnell. Right of the free throw line jumper, no good. Kept alive by Woodward and taken away by Bailey Gilbert. Woodward again with the dribble, leaves it for Maddie Kelber. Kelber nearly turned it over, kept it alive. Now to Gilbert, deep three, straight on. Gilbert, short. Rebound, pulled in inside that time by Maggie Grady. Rebounds even now at 12 apiece in this first half. Clay with the penetration, contact, and a foul. It's going to go on Sammy Woodward. Reach foul that time. That is her first, third team foul. Maggie Berrigan will check in for Rachel Sidlowski for the Lady Reds. 5:49 to play, first half, 35-12 Lady Reds, and they lose the ball on the inbound. Woodward on the steal. That's 10 turnovers now for the Blue Jays. Kalis alone off the right wing for three, hits it. Woodward with, excuse me, Woodward with a solid pass from left to right, the top of the arc left side. To Kalis all alone on the right wing, able to knock down the triple. 38-12, Lady Reds. Donald with it on the right wing, clear to the left side to Clay for three, got it. Kelber was late to get in her face that time, and Clay, pretty good three-point shooter, drops that one in. And a traveling violation on the Lady Reds once again. Woodward turning it over.
Elmhurst ball. Checking in for Elmhurst. 15.
Emmy Greina now in for the Blue Jay Junior out of Wheat. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 38-15 Lady Red. 15-0 run. Make that a 25-0 run in that first quarter for the Lady Reds. They were down 2-0. You know, it was 25-2 Reds as Kalis picks up the rebound for the Lady Reds. The difference here, just maintained here through this second quarter. Woodward back out to Kalis. Kalis driving in from the right side, pulls up in the paint, crawls over the rim and down. Autumn Kalis with 10 points on the evening. Make that 12 points tonight for Kalis. Leads all scorers in that department. 40-15. Deep three, curls out, no good. Rebound pulled in by Woodward. Jays just 27% from the field. Maddie Kelber. Left baseline jumper won't go, and the rebound Logan. Logan with 4 boards tonight, which is just under 7 per game. The dribble now, taking it up top, Emmy Greina. Gets the return pass now from Goff. Works it off to Clay right side, off the O'Donnell screen, blocked by Kelber. To Berrigan, tried to get the pass out to Kelber in a fast break, and Berrigan was fouled. Clay lost the basketball, and then as she was trying to prevent Berrigan from getting that breakout pass to Kelber. It'll be Lady Red ball in the backcourt. Bailey Gilbert will take a seat. Haley R back in for the Reds. 40-15 Carthage. That's your difference, that 25-0 run. We approach 3.5 to go here in the second quarter. Kelber, top of the circle three, on the way, no good. Rebound kept alive by R. That's her third offensive board tonight. Feeds Woodward, pulls up in the paint, and hits. All set up by Haley R, going after one of the, what we call those 50-50 loose balls. Play now, top of the circle. Swings it off left wing. Goff looking inside, was looking for O'Donnell, taken away by Kelber. Kelber down the left side. Clear across the right side to Kalis. Penetrates, dumps it off to R. Down low to Berrigan left, and lays it in. Timeout, Elmhurst. Nicely worked that time. The extra pass by the Lady Reds leads to the easy layup for Maggie Berrigan. A full timeout taken here by Elmhurst. We'll take a break as well. 2:52 to play in the half. All Lady Reds, Carthage 44, Elmhurst 15 on 1050 WLIP.
Carthage foul, number 4, Sammy Woodward. Miller shooting 2. Checking in for Carthage at number 12,
of the year.
Amanda Larson. Number 34, Kelsey
at the line.
Kashun.
Second one up. That one rattles out no good, but O'Donnell with the offensive board for the Blue Jays. We got a blocking foul on Berrigan, or Haley R, excuse me, who was trying to take a charge there, but was late getting the feet set. That's 2 on R. 15 foul now on the Lady Red. Blue Jays will be at the free throw line for each foul for the rest of this quarter. At the line is Courtney O'Donnell. Makes the free throw, just 2 for 3 now on the season at the line. Averaging better than 5 points per game. Kelsey Cochon in there now for the Lady Reds. Her first appearance tonight, freshman out of Kremper High School here in Kenosha. Missing the second free throw, Carthage with the rebound. Amanda Larson will take it across. Works it off to Kalis, now to Kalber. Back up top to Kalis. Now Larson on the right wing with it. Up top to Kalber for 3. On the way, that one's too strong. Nobody home on the boards for the Lady Reds. O'Donnell with an easy rebound. Play in the left corner, gets around Kalber. Back up top it'll go. Open 3 look, goes down. Taking that 3 was Emmy Greina, and a timeout taken by the Lady Reds. Blue Jays now 3 for 9 shooting the 3, 33% for the season coming in. Blue Jays have struggled with the 3 ball, hitting just 30 of 131, 22%. The score for the Reds here so far, Kalis with 12, Kalber with 11. For the Blue Jays, O'Donnell with 9 and Clay with 5. And if you're just joining us, a 25-0 run by the Reds in the first quarter. Then a serious moment here tonight, serious injury sustained by Sophia Lathy for the Blue Jays. Play was delayed for about 20 minutes as they tended to her on the court and worked on her on the court. Brought in some EMTs as well working on her. Didn't get an injury check on it, but it was a serious enough injury that required medical attention immediately. So play was delayed here for about 20 minutes while they worked on that. Reds trying to break the press. A pass from Larson to Cochon goes through her hands, out of bounds. 5th turnover by the Lady Reds tonight. 44-20 Reds, minute 49 to go here in the half. Play with it, working on Kalber. It's a screen from O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets the return pass on the pick and go. Missed the shot, goes for their own rebound, and it goes off of Cochon, out of bounds. Ball did not hit the rim, so they did not reset the shot clock. 14 to shoot here for the Blue Jays. Get it into O'Donnell. Off the feed from Wyrick. Now Wyrick gets it back, takes the dribble up top, guarded by Kalis. Trying to work it back inside to Clay. Pass broken up by Kalber, taken away by Kalis. Kalis across midcourt. Pulls up 3, uncontested, got it. Nobody defended her. Wyrick went down low in the paint, realized that was her person that she needed to guard. Left her alone, and Kalis buried the triple. 47-20 Carthage. Play now, top of the circle. Works it off left wing, Wyrick. She'll attempt a 3. That one is way short. Long rebound to the free throw line, picked up by Clay. Out to Wyrick. Another 3 blocked by Berrigan, out of bounds. That 3-pointer by Greina rejected and out of bounds by Berrigan. Josefowicz will check back in for the Lady Reds, replacing Maddie Kalber. 56 seconds to play in the half. Play with it now. Up top. Works it to Greina. Back to Wyrick. Nearly turned it over. Gets it to O'Donnell, drives, going hard, blocked from behind. Ooh, and they're going to bail her out on a foul. That looked pretty good.
Carthage foul number 34.
Kelsey Kashan with the foul. Kashan, the 6-foot freshman out of Tremper, picks up her first foul. O'Donnell at the line, nails the front end. O'Donnell 4 for 5 at the line tonight.
Number 11.
Mia Reese will check in now, replacing Kelly Clay for the Blue Jays. One more toss here for O'Donnell. That is up and good. (47-22). Reds in control here. Final seconds of this second quarter. Larson back to Josefowicz, around to Berrigan. 15 to shoot, 26 on the game clock. Larson up top to Berrigan, around to Kalis. Kalis with the dribble through the top of the circle. Josefowicz steps inside the arc, fires one off, never hit the rim. Rebound pulled away by the Blue Jays. Going all the way down and missing the shot on the run-up was Zori Miller. Got that rebound, took it all the way across midcourt, trying to go coast to coast, and basically ran out of control to the basket. 4 seconds to play, and then we've got a whistle and a turnover by the Lady Reds. Double dribble. Blue Jays will inbound at midcourt with 3 seconds to play in the half. That pass broken up by Berrigan, picked up by Josefowicz, and that'll end our first half here at Carthage. We're in the Tarble Arena tonight. The Lady Reds with a 25-0 run in the first quarter. They've maintained that lead as they lead here at the half, 47-22 over the Blue Jays from Elmhurst. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. Back to run the numbers for you from this first half right after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to your Carthage Red Hawks under the direction of Amy Malcheski. Coach Malcheski is assisted by Crystal Baker.
John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena, 47-22 in favor of the Lady Reds here at the half over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. And really the difference was the first quarter. After giving up the first basket of the game to Kelly Clay, minute into the contest, the Reds went on a 25-0 run. From there, opened up a 25-2 lead, led after one, 32-8. They maintained that lead, outscoring Elmhurst 15-14 here in the second frame. and lead it by a score of 47-22. And we're a little bit late because there was an extended injury timeout here in this ball game late in the first quarter. It was Sophia Lathy, the freshman guard for the Blue Jays, was injured on a play near the free throw line and spent considerable time on the court being helped by both the athletic training staff and medical personnel, and eventually was taken to a local hospital here in Kenosha because of that injury. So there was about a 20-minute delay while they tended to her on the floor. And so we're a little bit behind. If you're just joining us here, we're at halftime with Carthage leading by a score of 47-22. Individually for the Lady Reds in that first half, it was Autumn Kalis with 15 points to lead the way. Excuse me. Kalis 5 for 5 and 3 for 3. 5 for 5 from the field, 3 for 3 from three-point range. Excuse me, to lead her team in scoring with 15 points. Maddie Kalber with 11. Kalber 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from behind the arc for her 11 points. Haley R. coming off the bench for 6. Good effort by R. Played over 7 minutes in that first half. Scored 6 points on 4 of 6 from the free throw line and 1 for 1 from the field. She also collected 2 offensive rebounds, 3 total rebounds, and had 1 assist in that 7 minutes. So a very active time for Haley R. off the bench. Sammy Woodward with 5. Michaela Giamarino, or Bailey Gilbert, I should say, with 5. Michaela Giamarino with 2. Maggie Berrigan with 2. Amanda Larson, Kelsey Cachon, and Taylor Josephowitz did not score for the Lady Reds in that first half. And the Reds go 15 of 28 from the field. 69% in the, or excuse me, for the game, 53%. 7 of 15 from three-point range, and 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for the Blue Jays, tough night shooting for them. They've struggled this season trying to find the net. They shot in that first half 25%, 7 for 28. They were 3 for 11 from three-point range and 5 of 8 at the free throw line. They were led in that first half by Courtney O'Donnell, 11 points for O'Donnell, 3 for 9 from the field, 5 for 6 from the stripe for O'Donnell. He is the only Blue Jay player in double figures. Kelly Clay with 5, Lauren Goff with 3, Emmy Greina with 3. You're scoring for the Blue Jays, and they shoot 25% from the field, 27% three-point range, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Rebounding, they out-rebound the Lady Reds 19-17. Excuse me. Getting 9 offensive boards of their 19 total. Lady Reds with 17 rebounds, just 4 offensive boards for the Lady Reds. Leading rebounder for the Blue Jays was O'Donnell with 5. Leading rebounder for the Lady Reds was Bailey Gilbert with 6. So your score here at the half, Reds leading 47-22. Other games in the CCIW, one final already in from earlier this afternoon, and it was the Carroll Pioneers defeating Milliken 70-67 in that afternoon tilt up in Waukesha. Pioneers now 1-1 in conference, 4-5 overall. Milliken 2-7 overall now, 1-2 in conference play. Other games going on in the third quarter. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. North Park with a 4-point lead over North Central, 49-45. Down in Rock Island, third quarter score, Illinois Wesleyan leading Augustana 52-43. And down at Wheaton, Oshkosh now has opened up a 12-point advantage over the Thunder. It's the Titans 45, Wheaton 37, with 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter down in Wheaton. I get you caught up to date with everything. Right now, they're doing the 1-minute challenge here as they're trying to raise money. Chi Omega raising money tonight for Carter, a Make-A-Wish child here in Pleasant Prairie. He's a 17-year-old from Pleasant Prairie. He's living with a brain condition, and his wish is to have a pontoon boat. Enjoys the outdoors and being on the water, and that was his miracle wish. And Chi Omega raising money for that. So we'll try and get a total for you if we can before we're off the air tonight. Also here at halftime, you may have noticed on the video stream, honoring the FAM, the new organization created here at Carthage. That is the Faculty Athletic Mentors. These are professors that are part of a new initiative through Carthage Athletic Student Athlete Advisory Committee. One professor paired up with a team on campus, together working to make sure the student athletes demonstrating excellence on the court or field, but also in the classroom. So fine effort there as they were honored here at halftime. Excuse me. 47-22, Carthage on top of Elmhurst. We'll pause, take another 60 break. Back with second half action when we return to the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. (47-22), Reds on top of the Blue Jays here as halftime winds down here at the Tarble Arena. This will be the last conference game for the Lady Reds. Excuse me. Until after the first of the year. They have two non-conference home games coming up. Elmhurst on, or I should say Cornell, excuse me, on Monday. That'll be a makeup of a game originally scheduled for November 30th. That'll be here this Monday at 5:30 here at the Tarble Arena. We'll have the broadcast for you here on 1050 WLIP beginning at 5:15 Monday evening. And the Reds will wrap up the home portion of their non-conference schedule on Sunday, the 16th, as they will host the University of Chicago. That'll be a 2 o'clock tip-off here at the Tarble Arena. Then on December 20th, they'll travel to Stevens Point to take on UW Stevens Point. Then they'll break for Christmas, and then immediately after Christmas, they'll jet to Las Vegas, take part in the D3Hoops.com Las Vegas Shootout from the South Point Hotel and Casino. They will play Ohio Northern and Gettysburg on December 27th and 29th. We'll bring you both those games tipping off at 4 o'clock Central Time. And the Reds return home. They'll get back into conference play on Wednesday, January 2nd, as they will host North Park here at the Tarble Arena. Big ball game for this Lady Red team. 0-2 in conference play. Would like to get that first conference victory and would not want to stew on an 0-3 start. And so far, they're taking care of business. A 25-0 run in the first quarter. And they lead it here at the half, 47-22. Again, Redmond basketball coming up tonight. Tip of that game probably around 7:30-ish. So still time for you to come on out. Take part in the basketball here at the Tarble Arena. Tickets are $6 at the door for adults, $3 for kids and senior citizens. All students, faculty, and staff admitted free with their Carthage College ID. Also got Division III football semifinals. And it's going to be another all-purple Division III championship, but not the purple that you might think. As earlier today, Johns Hopkins took on number 1 ranked Mount Union, and it was the Raiders knocking off the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays 28-20. They will head to the championship game in Division III down in Texas next week. It was number 5 UW Whitewater hosting number 2 Mary Hardin Baylor, and the Crusaders walloped UW Whitewater today 31-14. So it'll be the number 1 team, Mount Union, taking on the number 2 ranked Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders. Another all-purple final in Division III football next weekend. The second time now in the playoffs in the last 3 years that Whitewater has dropped a home game. It'll be Mary Hardin Baylor and Mount Union for the Division III football championship next weekend. Well, the Lady Reds with that 25-0 spurt in that first quarter hold a commanding lead here as we begin the second half, 47-22. Reds getting 15 points from Autumn Kalis, 11 from Maddie Kelber. Kalis perfect from the field tonight. She is 5 for 5 from the field and 3 for 3 at the arc. I think I misspoke. I think Whitewater was on the road for that game against the Crusaders. We're down in Texas for that ball game. My bad. Mary Hardin Baylor advancing. It'll be a true 1 versus 2 in Division III football. Reds will start this second half with the basketball. Kelber, Kalis, Gilbert, Sidlowski, and Woodward. Wyrick, Clay, O'Donnell, Logan, and Urso on the floor for the Blue Jays. Reds going right to left here in this second half. We are underway, third quarter. Kalis, cross midcourt, working the dribble. Kick back to Kelber, behind the arc, guarded by Clay. Now to Gilbert, near side Woodward, back to Kalis. Kalis, double team, gets it to Sidlowski. Now in the corner it goes. Gilbert all alone for 3. Good. Bailey Gilbert, her first made 3. 1 for 4 now behind the arc. 3 short of taking over the all-time 3-point field goal lead. O'Donnell right of the free throw line. Her jumper good. Late getting out the defender that time. O'Donnell having a nice game for the Blue Jays. 13 points tonight for O'Donnell. On the drive, Kalis fouled on the way down the floor.
Foul on Elmhurst, number 5, Logan.
Logan picking up the foul, her first. Team first here in the third quarter. 15 points tonight for O'Donnell is a season high for her. She scored 12 against Wittenberg back on November 17th. Kalis to Sidlowski going strong to the basket. Missed it, got her own rebound, banks it in as she collided with Clay going to the basket. They let the play go. As she fell down, Sidlowski was able to get the rebound, stick it back in. Sidlowski on the defensive end gets a defensive board here off the miss by Logan. Outlets out to Gilbert. Gilbert hands it off to Woodward. Trying to back in on Clay, now kicks it back out to Gilbert. Cross-court feed to Gilbert to Kelber on the high right. On her dribble drive to the free throw line, she was fouled.
Foul, number 5.
Logan picking up her second foul. Also the second team foul. Foul on a hand check that time. Kalis will trigger the inbound right of the basket. 5-second count on Autumn Kalis. Second time in 3 games, Kalis called for that 5-second count trying to get the ball in. Urso now. To the cross. Play. O'Donnell. Back to Wyrick. Now Logan with it. Working the dribble below the free throw line on Gilbert. Cut off by Sidlowski. Kept to the perimeter. They'll fire the 3. Missing. Rebound O'Donnell and was fouled by Bailey Gilbert. Gilbert got her across the arm as they went for that carom off the miss by Urso. The Blue Jays maintain possession left of the basket. 2 minutes in, third quarter, 52-24, Lady Red. Urso on the drive, had it broken up, taken away by Woodward. 2-on-2 with Woodward and Gilbert. Woodward was waiting to pull it back out, and she got fouled from behind. Donald with that foul. That's her second. Already the third team foul here in this third quarter. Again, you're allowed 4 team fouls. At the 5th foul, becomes a 2-shot foul. Woodward hanging in the paint, able to hit from 10 feet. Woodward with 7 tonight, out of the Prairie School in Racine. Clay nearly turned it over. She dumped it back looking for Urso. Urso with it, got past Woodward. Logan backing in, knocked down Gilbert, no call. Work it back up top. Logan again. The ball stolen up top by Calbert. Calbert trying to get past Clay. Missed it. Got her own rebound. Stick back good. Clay stayed with her down the floor. And Calbert was bothered on the first attempt. Got it back on the second one. And banked it in for the layup. Timeout taken by the Blue Jays. They have 1 remaining. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Tethany Carrillo burning timeouts here, trying to get her team's attention here. Pay attention to the defensive side of the floor. She has 1 timeout remaining. Lady Reds with 4 timeouts remaining. 7:13 to play, third quarter. 56-24 Reds. Woodward, Sidlowski, Calber, Kalis, and Gilbert for the Lady Reds following the timeout. Urso and Wyrick, along with Miller, O'Donnell, and Reese for the Blue Jays. Reese will trigger the inbound. Wyrick across midcourt. Works it to Urso. Now to Miller, top of the circle. Left side it goes to Wyrick. Wyrick got around Maddie Calber with a nice move. Floats with the right hand and hits. Beautiful dribble move that time to lose Calber down the left baseline and then got to the left block. One-hander went down. Excellent move that time. One of the better moves we've seen for the Blue Jays on the floor tonight. They have struggled. Being just 28% from the field. Kalish with it now. Top of the circle, spins down to the paint. Goes up the right hand, couldn't get it to hit. Sidlowski gets the rebound, stick back won't go. Second effort rebound goes in for Sidlowski. Reds with a couple of offensive rebounds here of late, adding to their lead, 58-26. Wyrick, bounce feed. Right baseline jumper taken and made by Marissa Urso. Kalish trying to get tied up on a double team, took it across midcourt. Pass was deflected out of bounds by the Blue Jays. Reds will maintain possession here. Michaela Giamarino will check in for the first time in this second half, replacing Autumn Kalish. Giamarino played 4 minutes in that first half. Down to Sidlowski, lays it up, spins off the rim, no good. Nice feed from Woodward that time. Sid unable to finish. Now O'Donnell with it. Back up top. Reese trying to pass it back to O'Donnell. Broken up and taken away by Giamarino on the fast breakdown. Had it stripped out. Went off of Giamarino out of bounds. It'll be Blue Jay ball. Giamarino was being bothered down the floor. As she got her shot up, she went out of bounds. That ball came right back to her. She went out of bounds right off her hip. 30-point advantage for the Lady Reds here with 5:38 to play. Getting blocked from behind that time. Woodward able to block that shot attempt by Urso as she tried to run up from the right baseline. Kelber will set it up now to Woodward. Up top to Gilbert. Round to Giamarino. Wyrick on top of her. Gets it back to Woodward. 14-footer right side good. Just inside the arc for Sammy Woodward. Woodward with 9 tonight. 60-28 Carthage. Miller for 3. Nope, that won't go down. Rebound pulled away by Kelber. They're 3 for 13 now, shooting the 3-ball. Gilbert alone for 3 out of the corner, drills it. 2 away from overtaking Haley Stursik for the all-time 3-point field goal in women's basketball history at Carthage College. 63-28. 3 on the way and good. Urso drops in a dime from behind the arc. 63-31. Kelber on the run up underneath was fouled by Urso. Check that, fouled by Reese underneath.
Elmhurst foul, number 11, Reese.
That's her second.
Number 13.
That's the 4th team foul on the Blue Jays. Shooting foul, though. Kelber at the line for 2. 13 points tonight, her first trip to the line. 77% free throw shooter, and Kelber drains the first. Kalis back in for the Lady Reds, replacing Woodward. Queen Jean in for the Blue Jays, 6'3" freshman out of Cypress, Texas. Second free throw goes down for Kelber. 15 points for Maddie Kelber, 65-31. Pressure put on by the Lady Reds. Nicely broken by the Blue Jays. Wyrick with it. Off to Urso. Dumps to the corner. Off with it. Tried to work it inside to Jean, and she was fouled by Bailey Gilbert.
Foul, number 44,
Check that.
Berrigan.
Maggie Berrigan with that foul. She came down to help out
Line for Elmhurst.
Bailey Gilbert that time on the left block. Queen Jean in now, shooting 2. Out of Cypress, Texas. Cypress Ranch High School. Missing the front end. Again, just a 67% free throw shooting team, Blue Jays. Haley R. will check in for the first time in the second half, replacing Maddie Kelber. Second free throw up and in for Jean. 65-32. Reds in control here. Kalis driving the basket. Tried to dump it off to Berrigan, was broken up by Jean. It'll be Carthage ball. Left to the basket.
Carthage ball.
Marino will trigger it into Kalis. She'll pop and fire. Missing. Rebound. Broken up inside. Deflects around, and we got a foul. We go on the Lady Reds and Berrigan, who picks up her 3rd.
Carthage foul, number 44, Maggie Berrigan.
Under 4 minutes to go now here in the 3rd. Working the ball is Cabrera. Gave up the dribble up top. Brings it over to Wyrick. Hands it up top. Go off. The corner for 3. Got it. Urso out of the right corner in front of Autumn Kalis, able to drop it in. That's the deficit to 30, 65-35. Lady Reds in front, 3:25 to play. Reno tied up, gets it off to Bailey Gilbert. Gilbert working the dribble, top of the circle, left of the free throw line, now back up top to Berrigan, around to Giamarino. Now to Haley R. R, nice head and shoulder fake, fires, missing. Loose ball inside, taken away by Gilbert. Back up top to Kalis, around the right side it goes to Giamarino. Now to Gilbert, all alone, 3, left wing, short. Rebound pulled in by the Blue Jays and Wyrick. She'll push it up. Cross midcourt, now down the right wing. Back to Cabrera, now back to Wyrick. Wyrick dribbles out of the corner. Up top it'll go. Ball faking and making contact was Giamarino. Got faked on the little shoulder juke that time by Lauren Goff. Made contact with Goff. She tried to pass that one off. Team fouls even now at 4 apiece. Woodward now replacing Bailey Gilbert. Blue Jays will inbound left of their basket with 2:44 to play in the quarter. Urso with it. The Cabrera driving in from the right side. Kick to the right corner. 3 on the way by Wyrick. Good. Wyrick's 3 able to go down. 1 for 2 now shooting the 3 ball. Wyrick with 5 points. Again, they try and double team Giamarino, and Carthage will maintain possession as that ball rolled out of bounds. Marino will walk it across midcourt from right to left. Pass through the hands of Woodward, out of bounds, turnover Carthage. Elmhurst will get possession here. Third turnover of the half by the Reds, 9 on the night for Carthage. 65-35 with 2:10 to play. We got contact on the body by Michaela Giamarino. That's her third, 15 foul, so this will be free throws now for Wyrick, the sophomore from Arlington Heights. Percy High School. Makes the first. Same high school Morgan Harris attended. Percy. Graduating last year. Really gifted basketball players for the Lady Reds for her 4 years here. Now we got it tie up inside. We got a timeout taken by the Lady Reds, saving that possession as R fell on the floor trying to scoop up that loose ball. Timeout Carthage, a 30-second timeout. Comes with 2:03 remaining here in this third quarter. And the other outstanding player over the last 4 years, Michaela Eppert for the Blue Jays. Boy, what a player she was. Truly triple threat every night. Points, rebounds, and assists. She was an outstanding basketball player for the Blue Jays. Graduated out. She's now a graduate assistant coach for her alma mater. Following the timeout, it'll be R, Kalis, Woodward, Kalber, and Berrigan for the Lady Reds. Wyrick, Urso, Cabrera, along with Goff and Jen for the Blue Jays. Woodward turns it over on the double team. Got trapped in the corner, or actually over the midcourt line, the center line, and the sideline as an extra defender. Now Urso to Wyrick, I should say, drives, goes up the left hand, short, rebound Kalis. She'll push it up. Minute and a half to go here in the third. Now kick to the right side. 3 on the way by Kalber. Good. Maddie Kalber for the triple. Give the assist to Kalis for staying with that. 18 points now for Kalber. Leads all scorers tonight. 68-39, Lady Reds with 1:14 to go here in the third. Shot up and missed. Loose ball inside goes off the Blue Jays, and it'll be Carthage ball.
Out of bounds. Carthage ball.
Kalis will bring it up again, looking to trap here once they get to midcourt. Kalis down the floor, and again the hand check foul by Wyrick.
First foul, number 23. Wyrick.
Wyrick, that's her second. That is now the 15th foul on the Blue Jays of the quarter, so Kalis on the line shooting 2. Free throw is up and good for Kalis. 16 points tonight. Kalis now 3 for 4 at the line tonight. Outstanding line tonight. 5 for 7 field. 3 for 4 from 3, and 4 for 5 now from the free throw line. 17 on the night for Kalis. 70-39 Lady Red. Under a minute to go now in the third. Cabrera through the top of the circle, into the paint, trying to go up with the hook shot. Had it rejected, got it back, somehow stayed in bounds. Ball to flex out toward midcourt. Cabrera able to pick it up. Now it's loose on the floor, taken away by R. She's tied up on the floor. Possession arrow to Elmhurst. Fractured offense here for both teams in the last minute or so. I think it's going to be Carthage ball here. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be Blue Jay ball. Jonesy working the possession arrow down there, keeps changing it back and forth. I think the officials now want to go over and check with Phil Anderson keeping the book tonight. Sure they got it right. It will be Blue Jay balls. The inbound left to the basket. They get it into Jin. Working on Berrigan, spinning on Berrigan, got away with a walk and laid it up and in. Drag that pivot foot. Got away with it. 3 points for Jean. 70-41 Lady Reds. Play it for one here as Woodward will pull it back to the center circle. Now gets it to Kalis. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Kalis behind the arc now. Up top it goes to Maddie Kelber. Kelber with 3, with 2. Free throw line jumper goes down for Maddie Kelber as the third quarter comes to an end here at the Tarble Arena. 20 points tonight for Kelber. It's a huge lead for the Lady Reds. They're on top of Elmhurst, 72-41 as we head to the fourth. Back with the fourth quarter after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Carthage ball to start this fourth quarter. In the third, Lady Reds 9 of 17, 52% for the game, hitting 53% from the field. They were 3 of 5 from 3, 10 for 20 so far in the game. Elmhurst 7 of 14 from the field in that third quarter. For the game now, 33%. 3 of 6 from the arc, 50% in the quarter. For the game, hitting 35% from the arc. Kelber through the paint. The kick to the right wing to Kalis for 3. Got it. The play has worked all night tonight between the two of them. Kalis now with 20. She's with Kelber, tied for game high honors here. 34-point advantage now for the Lady Red. Deep 3 off the left side, no good. Rebound pulled in by Kalis. She'll get it across to Kelber. Out of Woodward. Off glass and down, a little float job off the bank and in for Sammy Woodward, now in double figures with 11. 27-41. And the Reds with a 25-0 run in the first quarter. Blue Jays scored the first basket tonight, first minute of play, and then went cold for almost 8 minutes. The Lady Reds rolled up 25 consecutive. Jean on the raise up at the right block, fouled by Berrigan. That's her fourth.
Foul number 44, Berrigan.
The first team foul of this fourth quarter, Berrigan's fourth. She's going to come out here following Jen's free throw attempt here. Knocks it down. For 3 at the line tonight, 4 points for Jen. Gilbert will also come in now, replacing Haley R. Sidlowski in for Berrigan.
25, Gilbert.
One more free throw here for Jen. That's up and in. 77-43, Reds in front. Galber now as they break the press. They'll go low right and lay it up and in. They're going to continue to press. Down 35, why not? Take the layup. One of those situations where if you're not going to call it off, we're continue to attack it. Wyrick with a nice jump shot from the free throw line. 8 points tonight for Wyrick. Woodward breaks the double team, gets it off to Kalis, pulls up in the paint, runner won't go. Rebound pulled out of there by Cabrera. Reds out rebounding the Blue Jays, 29-24 here through 3 quarters. Long 3 by Wyrick, that won't fall. Sidlowski tips it over to Woodward. Woodward now, wait for traffic to clear, take it across midcourt. They get it to Calber, denied. Now out to Bailey Gilbert. Back to Woodward, driving in from the right wing, got around 2 players. Kick to the corner to Calber, back up top, left wing 3 by Kalis, no. Good extra pass that time by Calber. Kalis unable to knock it down. Herrera now coming back for the Blue Jays. Gets it back over to Goff. Goff had it taken away in that entry pass by Sidlowski. Outlets to Kalis. Kalis coming down. Floats in the paint. Again couldn't hit. Jen with the rebound. Reds not finishing at the basket here the last 2 trips. 79-45 Reds. 7 minutes to go in the game. Deep 3 by Wyrick goes down. That Jean with the bucket. 7 tonight for Jean. 79-47. Kalis going to work her way out of a double team. Nearly turned it over. Now gets it to Woodward. Right corner 3 on the way. That's no good. Rebound for the Blue Jays and Grina. Outlets to Wyrick. Wyrick penetrates the paint. Turns with the left hand and hits. Timeout Carthage. 6.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Reds up 30. 79-49. They'll take the timeout. Stay tuned. Tim Bernero will join us following the game on the post-game report. And then it's Redmond basketball tonight. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Carthage Redmond taking on the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Be a good matchup tonight for the Redmond. Blue Jays come in with a 4-4 mark. Check the Redmond with a 4-4 mark. 1-1 in conference play. Blue Jays 3-3 overall. 1-0 in conference play. They picked up their win at Milliken on Wednesday night. Play back in there along with Gerke and Logan for the Blue Jays. They'll press the Redmond here, Lady Reds here. Is Kayla G. Marino in there now. Extra ball handler out there for Carthage. They'll try and triple team Bailey Gilbert, but was fouled on a hand check. They have been calling that one all night tonight. No matter if it's a 3-point game or a 30-point game, they're calling that hand check tonight. Marino. Inbound feed, hands it off to Woodward. Back up top on the dribble, now to the side left wing to Gilbert. Gilbert now driving in from the left side. Kick back out to Woodward. Wanted to set up for that 3, and the pass just a little bit off. Now Woodward spinning in the paint, gets the shot away, no good. Kept alive by Sidlowski, then taken away by Wyrick. Under 6 to play. 79-49 Reds, and now steal by Woodward. Pass intended for Logan. Woodward pulls up at the free throw line, jumper good. Sammy Woodward with 13 tonight. Following up a strong game the other night against Wheat. That ball game, Woodward was 17 in that contest. Got a foul off to the left of the basket. Sefowitz picking up that foul. That is her first. Be Clay at the free throw line. 5 points tonight for Clay. This is her first trip to the line. Knocks down the front end. Blue Jays 10 for 15 at the line, right at their season average, 67%. As Kalber will check in for Woodward. Also Urso in for Wyrick for the Blue Jays. Free throw lips around, falls off, picked up by Gilbert. 81-50, Lady Reds, 5:25 to play. Marino up top. Gilbert fakes the shot, takes the dribble to the free throw line. Kick to Sidlowski. She'll take the jumper there, and it's a really Sid shot there, but we'll take it. Sidlowski able to knock down the jumper. 7 tonight for the senior out of Genoa City. 3 on the way. That one is short. Rebound picked up by Kalber in the corner. He's double teamed. Finds Sidlowski. Back to Giamarino. Now across to Josefowicz. All alone in the back court. She'll lay it up and in. Josefowicz left all alone in the front court, just across midcourt for the easy layup. Lady Reds now with their highest point total of the season, 85-50. Now Giamarino with another steal. It off to Gilbert. He'll bring it across. Hand check foul by Clay. It'll be her fourth. Second team foul. Amanda Larson will check in, replacing Bailey Gilbert. Gilbert will check out. Kelsey Cashon checking back in. North Park and North Central headed to overtime, tied at 75. Illinois Wesleyan goes to 3-0 in the league as they defeated Augustana 83-76. Oshkosh defeated Wheaton in a non-conference game at Wheaton 57-48. Pass inside, looking for Cashon, goes awry. It'll be Blue Jay ball. So now you've got Larson, Giamarino, Josefowicz, Sidlowski, and Cashon in there, as I would expect here with a 35-point lead. Reds play again on Monday. Quick turnaround as Logan hits the floater off the right baseline. Her first 2 points tonight. 85-52. Giamarino takes it all the way across. Gets it to Cashon. The lefty fires it up and in. First points tonight for the freshman out of Tremper, Kelsey Cashon. Now Logan kicked the Clay in the right corner, dribbles in, pulls up, foul. The hatchet job that time by Cashon. Let's hope Clay is okay. Pretty hard foul on the part of Cashon. Back up on her feet, take the free throw line. Third team foul on the Lady Reds, and Clay now at the free throw line will shoot 2. Clay with 6 points, and will remain 6 points. Missed the first. Clay just 1 for 4 at the line. Tough for the Blue Jays right now, trying to find a scorer, having Michaela Eppert the last 4 years. Someone you could trust anywhere on the floor. Maggie Rena in now for the Lady Reds. And as I mentioned, quick turnaround. Reds back at it Monday here at home against Cornell. 5:30 tip-off. 5:15 broadcast here on 1050 WLI. Nancy Valev in there now, the freshman out of Wheeling. Logan with foul, and now Blue Jays will take their final timeout with 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. We'll take a break. 87-53, Carthage in front. With more after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Reds will inbound here following the Blue Jays' final timeout. 87-53, Carthage in front. John Weiser with you at the Tarble Arena. Kashan had to force it to Josefowicz and threw it away, and a bounce pass that time. Expect Josefowicz to cut to the basket. Got Larson, Rena, Josefowicz, Belev, and Kashan in there for Carthage. Dory Miller driving the basket, missed the shot. The battle for the rebound. Foul called. To put Zori Miller at the line. I will go on Rena. Aggie Rena, out of Hudson, Illinois, Normal Community West. Miller at the line. Missing the front end. Second one, short again. Over the rebound, gathered in by Borisic. Daniela Borisic out of Lamont, Illinois, a senior. Kashan commits the foul on the battle for the rebound. At the line, drops it in. Blue Jays have struggled tonight. Another cold night shooting, 36%. Struggled all year, hitting at 34% on the season coming in. Makes the second. 87-55. Pass through the hands of Amanda Larson, but it deflected off of a Blue Jay player. It'll be Carthage ball. Right of the basket. Get it in. Due to Josefowicz. Up top to Larson. Screen from Rena. Out of Belev. Double dribble. Hung the ball on her hip that time and turned it over. 13th turn tonight for the Reds. Seven here in the second half. Carthage and North Park, North Central women in overtime. Cardinals lead it. And it's been tied 76 all. 3 minutes to go in the first overtime. Miller with it now. Zori Miller working on Josefowicz, running one hand with the left. No. Rebound inside, taken away by Sam Carcello. In there now, freshman out of Glenbrook North. Larson for three. Back rim, no. Rebound taken away by Borisic. It off to Zori Miller. Miller again going strong to the basket. Couldn't get it to fall, but drew the foul. Larson picking up the foul, her first. That's the 15th foul, so 2 foul shots here for Zori Miller. Miller 0 for 5 now from the free throw line. Kelsey Kashan coming in for Amanda Larson. Kashan, the freshman out of Kremper. Miller finally got one to go down. 1 for 6 at the line tonight. 87-56. Under 2 minutes to go. Mina over to Josefowicz. She traveled with the basketball. Again, the younger players getting a chance here with the Lady Reds playing a game on Monday. Extended play. Valuable playing time for these freshmen. Yep, missing the shot that time was Reese. Rebound stick back goes down. Julia Madrid able to hit that one down. 87-58, buck 25 to go. Put this one out of its misery, please. Josefowicz for three, knock it down. Taylor Josefowicz, her first points tonight. The sophomore out of Crystal Lake South. 90 points tonight for the Lady Reds. That's a season high. Curl and the run up from the right side. Basket good. Reese that time again with the layup. First 2 points tonight for Reese. Under a minute to go now. Ball to flex out of bounds. It'll go off of Borisic. It'll be Carthage ball. Lee able to knock the inbound pass into Ashan. She went up for it, lost control of it. Miller comes away with it now for the Blue Jays. Out to the arc. Reese driving in. Will get the layup. 4 points for Reese. Back-to-back buckets for Reese. 90-62 with 32 seconds to play. Sefwood driving in. Kashawn underneath. Missed the shot. Got her own rebound. Goes back up again. Second time and hits. Way to stick with it for the freshman, Kelsey Kashawn. Reese again with the drive. They kick to Borisic. Jump shot up. No good. Josefa to the rebound. 7 seconds to go here in the game. They'll dribble it out. 92-62, your final here tonight. Lady Reds get their first conference win of the year. They go to 1-2, 4-3 overall. Blue Jays fall to 0-2 in conference play and 3-5 on the season. 92-62, your final here at the Tarble Arena. We'll pause, take a 2-minute break, talk the numbers, and talk to Tim Bernero when we come back with our post-game show. Lady Reds a winner tonight, 92-62 over Elmhurst. Back in 2 minutes on AM 1050 WLIP.
Thank you for attending tonight's contest. Lady Reds will return to the Tarble Arena on Monday. Take on Cornell College. A 5:30 p.m. tip-off. Stay with us. Mr. Carthage Redmen take on Elmhurst next. Now back to the best band in the land, the Carthage Pep Band.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Carthage Lady Red basketball on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you tonight in part by Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery in Kenosha, home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cakes and low cash prices for gas, located on Sheridan Road, just north of 52nd Street. By Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant on 45th Street, Kenosha. Check out their full menu online at ruffalos2.com. By Something Different, a sports fan fantasyland, 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Luigi's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant. They're located on 39th Avenue, on a block south of Highway 50. You can order online at luigispizzakenosha.com. By Armored Seal Coating, protecting your investment with asphalt seal coating and crack filling maintenance. That's armoredsealcoating.com. By Wingstop of Kenosha on Highway 50. They're the wing experts. Order online today at wingstop.com. Summers Garden Florist and Gifts on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. S.J. Crystal's Menswear for the finest of men's fashion. It's clearly S.J. Crystal's, 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Mason's Eatery and Pub. By Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 and Highway 50. By Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center, 3 miles east of I-94 and Highway 50 at 39th Avenue in Kenosha. And by Dickey's Barbecue Pit, I-94 and Highway 50, across from Woodman's. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena, where tonight the Lady Reds establish a new season high in points as they knock off the Elmhurst Blue Jays 92-62, your final. And really, this game was over before it really began. You can follow my logic here. Elmhurst got the first basket of the ball game, led 2-0, and from that point on, over the next 8 minutes of that first quarter, the Reds outscored the Blue Jays 25-0 and opened up a 32-8 lead at the end of the first quarter and pretty much sailed home from there. They forced 18 turnovers tonight, leading to 29 Carthage points into that victory. Really, that was the story. Unfortunately, the game was delayed about 20 minutes in that first quarter due to an injury. We certainly, our thoughts and prayers are certainly with Sophia Lathy, the injured player for the Blue Jays, who was hurt in a collision near the free throw line and went down and needed some medical attention. And rescue squad, the EMTs, had to be called in and work with her and get her to the local hospital. So certainly our thoughts and prayers are with Sophia Lathy tonight as she's being treated at a local hospital. So that kind of took the momentum away there momentarily from the Lady Reds in that first quarter. But all intents and purposes, that was the difference here tonight. That was what we had talked about both in the pregame and with Tim Bernero in his pregame talk with us. And that was to get off to a better start. The Lady Reds much better, much aggressive offensively, and really got the game off on a right foot, really coasted in from there in that first quarter. Reds put 4 players in double figures tonight. They were led by Maddie Kelbers, 22. Autumn Kalis with 20. Sammy Woodward with 13. Bailey Gilbert with 11 tonight. Rachel Sidlowski with 7. Your leading scorers for the Lady Reds tonight. Reds from the field, 33 of 62, 53%. They had 48% from the arc, 12 of 25, and were 14 of 18 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for the Elmhurst Blue Jays, another rough shooting night. Another sub 40% night for this Blue Jay team, coming in, averaging just 34% from the field. They hit from 38%, 21 of 55. They were 6 of 20 from the three-point arc and 14 of 24 at the line. They were led by Courtney O'Donnell, a season-high 13 points for O'Donnell on 4 of 10 from the field and 5 of 6 from the line. Meanwhile, it was Kelly Wyrick with 10, the only player in double figures for Elmhurst tonight. They get 7 from Kelly Clay, Queen Jen with 7, 8 for Urso, 4 from Reese, 3 each for Goff and Grina. 2 points for Julia Madrid, 2 for Daniela Borisic, and 1 point for Zori Miller tonight. But it was all Carthage right from the get-go here this evening as the Lady Reds take down the Elmhurst Blue Jays 92-62, pick up their first conference win of the season. Joined now by head basketball coach Tim Bernero, and well, you talked about it. You needed to get off to a better start. You did that here tonight. A 25-0 run in that first quarter pretty much set the tone for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, that was encouraging to see. And you know, I get excited about the defensive part of it. I know we're potent offensively, and we saw some really fun stuff offensively because we attacked them like we talked about before the game, John, to make them have to help. When they help, we were able to find open shooters, and we've got plenty of those. So, you know, that was a good, honest effort there in the first half to get the game out to that point. I wish we'd have defended better in the second half, and that's just, I think that's the thing that you have to, you know, play to standard of trying to win at the top of the conference. I know when you're up 25, you don't look at it the same way, but you have to value each possession, especially defense. I wasn't worried about if we got to 100 points, but I wanted us to kind of keep them in check defensively, and we gave them a little bit of momentum that way, but still a good, solid win.
Particularly in the fourth quarter, and again, substituting out, putting some younger players in, valuable minutes for your freshmen out there tonight. Really could use that work and getting in a good game situation with extended minutes tonight.
Right, and that's the thing, is that everyone's got a certain level of pride. Elmhurst was wounded from that because we were getting after them pretty good. So as the game got later, early in the third quarter, got a little chip because they weren't, they're not going to just sit there and take it. So they fought back at it. We have to be a little stronger and expect that. I think for a little bit, we were, even in the third quarter, we looked surprised like they were playing hard. They were going to do whatever they could to try to get back in the game possession by possession. And then as it turns out, when we get going in the fourth quarter, there were, I was putting freshmen in spots where they're playing against their starters still, and that's a show me kind of thing. Is, all right, show me you can handle this, and you can, play at that pace and play with some strength, and then I can use you more. And then I think sometimes they forget that. They think, it's just, let's just run around and see if we can get a shot here. And you have a certain level that coaches like to see that they can trust you to put you in the game.
Yeah, and I'm looking through the score sheet. You put 4 players in double figures tonight, Kalber and Kalis. Very good tonight. Kalber 8 of 12 from the field. Kalis at one point was 5 for 5 and 3 for 3 from the arc, but that's what you needed, some offensive production from the guards here tonight early on, and that's what you got.
And both of them were aggressive. The basket, I thought, or needed to be, especially Maddie. If you can get it, get him going to the basket, you end up putting some pressure on the defense, because we talked about that too, is that everybody you play knows what you're doing, so they're going to play you for the three-point shot, and they're saying, well, they got Woodward can shoot, and Kalis can shoot, and Gilbert can shoot. You got to get out there on them. So if you can break the scouting report by driving it to the basket, and then as we move, find whoever's available of those 4 people to find an open shot, and then, boy, it's going to be hard to guard us. We just have to keep doing that. I thought we were a little sloppy with the ball, even though it ended up only 14 turnovers. I thought there was, some what they call accidental offense, where the ball kind of made a pass, it got tipped back to us, threw it, and we shot a 3. So that's great to get, but you don't want to get it by accident. You need a basket, get something done. You got to be able to execute.
You got 28 points tonight off of their 18 turnovers, and at one point I think it was 16 points off of 8 turnovers there in that first half. Really taking advantage of what they were turning over.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've used a little bit more full court defense this year than we've had in the past. But I like to think that your scouting report stuff and especially the personnel within the scouting report, if you play it the right way, you can force them into doing the idea of the scouting report and the film stuff, make them do something they're uncomfortable doing. And when you do that, you can force them into turnover. So it's not the way that a lot of people think, well, you got to get up 94 feet and harass them and they'll throw the ball away. If you can do it that way, that's what we did in the first half. We were in the right spots. When they drove, if we come together and, close the lane off, they were going a little too fast for their own good, dribbling the ball in our hands or turning it over on the pass, and then we're able to get out, go, and play offense like we can.
Quick turnaround now. You've got a Monday game, late afternoon, 5:30 tip-off for that one. So how are you going to handle this next day, next 48 hours leading up to the game?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's more of a mental thing. We're going to we'll get on the floor a little bit for, maybe an hour or so, just because it's a little different style than we've seen a little bit. Cornell they'll press you a little bit full court, but they'll also drop back to a 2 zone. So I thought we had a really, Mother Nature jumped on that one, but I thought we had a really good plan to play them, and we played them really well last year down there in their tournament. But we just have to get into the mindset of how to play that game, by re-watching the film and going from there. But the game we missed playing 10 days ago. Now it's coming up quick. The only time that both teams could find that made sense, because we go into finals right after that. So the important game to keep our momentum from tonight going, and then get ready for after finals when we play one of the top 10 teams in the country here.
I was going to say, this is a tricky week because you've got a game ahead of finals and a game immediately after finals, and both are kind of the tricky one. You got kids trying to pay attention. Obviously, classroom work is important, and having to do that and get prepped and play a game, and then coming off of that, okay, now my my testing is done, everything is done. Am I still tuned in because I still got a couple of games to play before Christmas, or am I checked out, ready to go Christmas shopping?
Right. We've got, we respect the fact that the final exams, and we give them the day before, which is Tuesday off, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll practice Friday after everybody's finished with theirs, and we'll have 2 days of preparation. We actually this year we're going to play Chicago here on Sunday, and then we got to still have one more game before Christmas at Stevens Point 3 or 4 days later. So. We're not out right away after that, but it's still it's a tricky game to play after finals, especially with such a high quality opponent. It'll be interesting to see how we'll get a little rest over those couple days, but we've got to come back sharp on Friday and Saturday to prepare to play them.
Wesleyan won their game at Augustana. They're up to 3-0. Oshkosh defeated Wheaton tonight, and the other scores the overtime tonight, North Park in overtime on the road at North Central, 83-82. So that somewhat surprising, I think, on the part of North Park, coming to North Naperville and getting one over North Central.
Yeah, and that's the thing we talked about a little bit, trying to get, raise the antenna there. Before the game, I told the kids there's 2 teams in this league that don't have a win, and they're playing here tonight. So we obviously know that we've played in tough places. But still, this was, like John, you said before the game, this was important to get this one, to get off, now at least we're 1 and 2 sitting there and playing through the 2 games we just talked about in Stevens Point, and then the games in Vegas. And then when we come back, we got home games with North Park and Milliken. So hopefully we can build some momentum over the next couple weeks and take that into the 1st of January in the conference games that are coming here.
I know nobody associated with Lady Red basketball wanted to go 0-3 and have that looking at you for 6 weeks.
Right. No, that's when you play before the break or before the holidays and play those 2 or 3 conference games. It's awful fun to be sitting there 3-0 because it sits on the board for for a month almost. But we lost 2 tough games on the road to 2 pretty good teams. Defended our home court today, and we'll try to build that next 2 days or next 2 games, and then hopefully we're playing better every day and getting ready to go play the conference games when January starts again and climb back into where we think we should.
And really, with the scheduling and the postponement, really haven't hit a stride yet this year. You got those early games with Ripon here and home. This is just your 2nd home game of the year.
Right. That's the thing is all the great planning you try to do before the season and or the year before, and try to space out the games and get the home games. It was intended to do that. And like I said, the snow got us that day. There's nothing we could do about it. It was the right choice for both teams to not play that game. But yeah, we went from having a nice little rhythm of Tuesday at Calvin, then a Sunday game after Thanksgiving, and then a week to get ready for Wesleyan and Wheaton, to having 11 days and trying to figure it out, and then try to figure out where you're going to put this game, the game on Monday. And you have to be able to adjust on the fly like that. And we're like to have a little momentum from the Cornell game going into Wesleyan and Wheaton, but we didn't play well enough to win the 2 games down on the road in the conference the first time around. Now we're going to try to get ourselves ready and win a game Monday, give the kids a couple days to get ready for finals. I'm glad I don't have to take finals. You too, John. Right?
You know that.
Are they harder than they were? Or I don't know. They were hard when I took them the first time, so I don't know. But I'm glad not have to worry about. I'll be studying. Well, there's no free ones. I'll be studying the University of Chicago, so that's the closest I'll get to that.
And one other side note. Now Thursday, I think we're in studio with Bill and Pete.
Oh yeah. All kind of stuff. I don't know.
We're bearing Christmas gifts.
We'll have all kind of surprises. Tune in. Who knows? We're watching. I don't know if you broadcast along with a Beverly Hillbillies episode. Can we comment? Pete said something about a podcast Bill doing something, some Beverly Hillbilly talk, and there's probably still 20 people around that remember what we're talking about, but most of them are around here. Me, you, Bosco, and a few others. But yeah, so we'll have some fun. It's always good to see those guys. I missed them yesterday. They were in the palatial press box over at Park when I was at the Indian Trail Park game. I was going to bring them a little treat there, but I couldn't get up there, so I'm not allowed in their neighborhood.
I understand Tom Roders needs a bar of soap.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
getting a little salty in his old age.
Hey, I was wondering that, like this Serena Williams and was it the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
If you say something like Tom did, you in pickleball, do you get penalized a game or a point, or is it? We'll have to ask that to somebody. Maybe Pete's the judge on that
Pete
one.
would know that.
Because I know those guys are the the kings of pickleball in Kenosha. They're Tom and Nick, and so we'll touch a lot of bases Thursday, hopefully.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Nice win tonight. 1-1, 1-2 now in the conference. 4-3 overall now, back over the 500 mark, heading into the Cornell game, which we'll have here on 1050 WLIP on Monday night.
Okay, thanks, John.
You bet,
Appreciate
Coach.
it.
Head Coach Tim Bernero joining us on our postgame here tonight as the Lady Reds post a 92-62 victory over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Elmhurst now 0-2 in conference play, and they'll have to look at that until after the first of the year. They mentioned the Lady Reds back in action Monday night. That's the makeup game for the Cornell College Rams as they come to Kenosha, take on the Lady Reds. We'll have it for you here on 1050 WLIP and on the stream, WLIP.com, and on the video stream beginning at 5:15, just after the 5 o'clock news on 1050 WLIP. 5:30 tip, and it's not on the schedule, on the original schedule, so we'd like to see as many students and fans out as possible, give the Lady Reds a good send-off into their final exams Monday night as they take on Cornell College. Again, a 5:30 tip. You can hear it all here on 1050 WLIP. Thanks to Scott DeLabio engineering our broadcast back at the WLIP studios. John Voinovich, Mike Murphy and company, along with Noah, Danielle, Jeremy, Audra, Rebecca, and Nolan, all students here at Carthage College. They were on the camera, the graphics, the replay, everything you saw tonight produced by the students. We thank them for their great effort here tonight. 92-62, Lady Reds over the Blue Jays. Stay tuned. We're going to take a brief break. Back with Redmond pregame as the Carthage Redmen take on Elmhurst. Right after this brief timeout, John Weiser saying thanks for tuning in to Carthage Lady Red Basketball on AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha.